Hey, it's Kelly with RV Wholesalers. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough video on a Rockwood mini light by Forest River. This one is the 233S Roo. This one does give you the slide out in the living area, which has the big U-shaped dinette. And then the nice thing about this one is it's going to give you the 3 tent beds, one off the front, one off the back, then one off the back side over there. So we'll kind of go through that, answer any questions you may have. Nice thing about a hybrid is you kind of get a longer, like a 30-foot trailer, but when everything's packed in, then you're only pulling like a 23-footer. So very, very nice, very lightweight, super popular. Fiberglass exterior, aluminum framing. You can see this one does have the frameless windows, better looking windows. It's going to have the power awning, the LED light strip. You can see we have the lights on up there. And then as far as the awning, all you're going to really do is there's a button right inside here. It says awning, and it says extend, retract. So just hold down the button, and you can stop it whenever you want. So if it's windy out and you just want to have it out just a little bit, you can stop it right there. Or you can run it all the way out. Now you're going to want to stop as soon as you see the tube on the inside, which you can see the awning will flap out, and you can see a little bit of the tube on the inside right here. And that's how you want to go. And then when you run it in, you'll just stop as soon as it hits the side of the trailer. And then as far as tilting it on either side, you can just pull this arm towards you, and you'll just tighten this up right here. So if you want to add a little pitch to it to allow the rain to run off better, you can do that as well. Okay, so we'll head over this way. Double entry step, has a friction entry door here, so there's no latch or anything that's going to get ripped off by a kid or anyone forgets to unlatch it before they close the door, so that'll keep it from slamming against everything there. You can see here in the storage compartment, you're going to have your jack handle right here, and then the other 2 handles. So this handle right here is going to be for the manual crank, the manual override on your power tongue jack. There's just a little rubber grommet on the top to manually override it if it does break. And this is going to be your manual slide, which you'll stick right in that hole right there, and you just run it in and out to run the slide out in and out manually. Okay, and this one's going to be for your stabilizer jack, so I'll show you that here in just a second. So this is going to be equipped with the outside cooking station here. So this tabletop right here, you can see has a little, all you're going to do is set that on there, and you have a nice little platform here. You're going to have, and then the grill mount right here beside it. Lift up, you got your quick connect gas line, which is ran right to the front propane tanks, so you don't have to bring a separate bottle or a separate grill or anything like that. It's all right here. Outside speakers, one here, one down there. It has an outside TV hookup, so you can bring the TV from the inside, outside, set it on here. Then you got your hookups down here, receptacle there, and then right here is going to be your black tank flush. We'll get to that in just a minute. This is going to be the exhaust for the furnace, so if you're ever wondering, hey, as soon as you kick your furnace on, if it's actually blowing hot air, because sometimes when you first kick it on the inside, you'll rub your hand over the duct and it'll feel like it's cool until it heats up the ductwork. It might be. If you rub your hand right close to that, and it'll be blowing hot air immediately. Okay, so you have 4 stabilizer jacks on the coach. They're just for stabilizing the coach so it doesn't rock when you're walking around inside. So what you're going to do, to level the coach front to back, you're going to use your power tongue jack on the front, run it up and down. To level it side to side, you're going to put boards underneath the tires and back up on them to level it out side to side. Then once you're level, all you're going to do is you're going to come here. A lot of times people will put a socket on a cordless drill just to make it a little bit quicker. But this just cranks down nice and easy. Once it hits the ground, go about another half to quarter turn to firm it up. Do that all the way around the outside, then you're good to go. Then just make sure you crank it up before you take off. So pretty easy there. All magnetic latches for the storage doors, so you can see that. No little plastic latches. It's another nice feature there that Rockwood does. You can see over here, you have the solar ZAMP plug in here, so if you do a little portable solar panel, set it in the grass to trickle charge your battery, all you do is plug that in right there. Now this is going to have a 6-gallon gas electric DSI water heater, so direct spark ignition, so that means you don't need a lighter or anything like that. Now the first thing you're gonna wanna do whenever you get to where you're camping is lift up on that so it's pointing straight at you. And then you can turn on either your fresh water pump, or if you're hooked to city water, just turn the water on. Then what it'll do is fill this up first, that releases the air. Once the water starts pouring out of there, just close that, and then you're good to go ahead and light it up. Now right down here, you can see on the camera, you have a little on-off switch right there. That's for the electric side, and then the gas side is going to be on the inside, and I'll show you that. So that's going to be 110. And the other one is just runs off your propane tanks. Get that latch there. Yep. Then the bed here, and I'll show you this bed, and then all the rest of the beds are exactly the same. Has a 7-pin connection here, which will run your trailer brakes and lights. The unit comes with two 20-pound propane bottles here. Okay. Now it'll have an auto changeover regulator, so you can see right now the eye is red. It'll be green when you have gas in the bottles. First thing you want to do is you want to open up both your propane bottles all the way. Then whichever side this regulator is pointing to, that's the tank it's going to pull from first, okay? So, say you're pulling from this tank first because that's the way it's pointing right there, then this tank runs out in the middle of the night, you come out in the morning, check it, that eye's red, you know this tank ran out, but you didn't lose gas on the inside because it automatically pulls from this one. Then, all you're going to do is switch it over to this side, then you close this one, pull it off, and go get it filled up. So you always go back and forth, back and forth. Come with a brand new 12-volt deep cycle battery. Now your battery's going to trickle charge anytime you're hooked to your tow vehicle and anytime you're plugged into Shoreline. This is the rubber grommet right here on top I was telling you about for the manual override. LED light on the front for loading. Run your jack up and down for leveling front to rear. Another light here. Now as far as the bed, all you're gonna do is pull down on this. Pull down on this side and just kind of pull it right towards you. And all you're gonna do is just lay it down nice and easy. And that's all you're gonna do on the outside. Everything else is all sealed up for you. And I'll show you the inside when we get in there. You got your slide awning over top. That runs in and out automatically with the room. City water connection. This is gonna be, if you go to a campground, they have water hookup at the site. Okay, you're gonna take the garden hose, screw it in here, make sure you use a water pressure regulator to reduce down the PSI to about 45. And then your system's pressurized, you don't have anything else to worry about. Turn the faucet on, you're good to go. You're not gonna be running off of a tank, so you won't have to use your pump. Now this right here is gonna be an antifreeze inlet. So you'll just screw like a little piece of hose on there, drop it down the tank of antifreeze if you winterize by pumping antifreeze through the lines. And then you turn on your pump and it pumps it through for you. Again, magnetic latches, a little bit of storage here under the U-shaped dinette and the slide out. Okay, right over here, again, you can see the bed off the back corner over here. This is gonna be the back of the refrigerator. Just always leave a little bit of that plastic pipe hanging out there. If there's any condensation, what have you, it'll drip out there. Now you can see this does have an indicator light on top, which is blue. A lot of times you'll go to a campground and the breaker's tripped at the box, or they're having an issue and they're not getting any power. Just always make sure that's on. That'll tell you if you have power coming into the trailer. This is about a 25-foot, 30-amp power cord. Just thread that nut on there, and you're good to go. Now, if you don't have water hookup at the site, what you'll do is you'll have to take a hose at either the dump station or at your house before you leave. Stick your hose in there, turn the water on, let it fill up until it starts squirting out. Then you're gonna know it's filled up. Put the cap back on. Now, anytime you're running off of your fresh water tank, which is an onboard holding tank, you're gonna always have to use your pump to pressurize the system, which is a 12-volt pump on demand. And I'll show you that when we get inside. Cable and satellite hookup, just 2 ports there, labeled at the top.
Bob, you have a call in the parking lot. Bob, call in the parking lot.
Right down here, you're gonna see you have your sewer hookups. So out is open, push it in to close it. Same thing over here. Now the gray handle one, or the 1.5-inch pipe, is your gray, which is your sinks in your shower. 3-inch pipe or black handle is your black tank, which is just your toilet. First thing you're gonna wanna do, hook up your sewer hose to this. Obviously pull the cap off, hook up your sewer hose, pull the black valve, let that run through for about, I don't know, 15 seconds or so, 20 seconds, depending on how full it is. Then once that runs through, then you're gonna come back over here to this side, and you're gonna take the hose, your water hose, you're gonna hook it up right here. This is your black tank flush. Screw the hose in there. While that valve's still open and your sewer hose is still hooked up, turn that on, let that run for about 20 seconds. What that's gonna do is it's gonna spray inside the tank there, cleans off all the debris, cleans off the sensors, then you're good to go. Shut that water off, come over here, shut the black valve, then pull your gray. That's gonna finish rinsing out your sewer hose. Let that empty out, close that, pull your sewer hose off, store it in the bumper, then you're good to go. Outside shower, hot and cold water here. Bumper end caps are inside. A lot of people store their sewer hose in there. A little more storage here. Full size spare tire. It is prepped for a backup camera as well. And then the last thing here is, if you look right over here, right under here, you're gonna see actually the freshwater tank. Then there's a little valve right there. That's where you drain your freshwater tank. All right, we'll go inside and check it out in there. All right, so if you come over here, this is gonna be your main control panel. So if you hold this button down to run the awning in, once it hits the side of the trailer, you're good to go. Now the slide out room is here. Now both of these are able to run off just the 12-volt power, so you don't need to be hooked up to 110 to utilize that. Run the slide out in and out here. This is going to be your monitor panel. You can see that. So it's fully charged. Fresh water tank, black tank, gray tank. Water heater on electric, water heater on gas. Now if you run it on electric, you got to flip the switch on the outside as well. Pump here, now it is an on-demand pump, so you just leave that on. If you're running off your fresh water tank, just leave that on, then when you kick your faucet on, the pump will kick on. You shut the faucet off, pump kicks off. Awning lights, everything else is listed there. It does have a Wi-Fi Ranger, which is labeled right there, and that's just going to boost the signal strength, and all your passwords and everything are right there for that. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do once you get into your camper, you've turned on your propane bottles, come here to the stove. This is just a glass cooktop. It is flush mount, so it gives you a little bit more storage space as well. Countertop space there. Just gonna fold that up, turn all three burners on high, hold that button down, ignite it, let those burn for about 15 to 20 seconds. What that's gonna do is it's gonna purge your gas lines, get all the air pockets out of the lines. Okay, exhaust fan here, and a light. Microwave works just like at home. AC, microwave, wall outlets, refrigerator on electric, water heater on electric. All of those you have to be plugged into 110. Okay. Now if you come over here to the refrigerator, you just pull out on these handles, and that's what opens it. Okay. Now this is going to be 110 or gas. So all you're going to do, power it up there. Okay. Then the mode, temp set here, so you can see that coldest to cold. Now this is going to have an auto setting, which is the AU, and an LP, which is gas. So hit the mode button, auto. What that's going to do is it's going to search for 110 first. If it can't find 110, it automatically switches over to gas. Now if you know you're traveling down the road and you're going to be running it just on LP, just switch it over to LP and you're good to go. Now this refrigerator will work very well. You just want to kind of help it out, and you want to make sure, because it's going to take about 6 to 8 hours initially to cool it down. So you want to make sure that if you're going camping on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, plug it in at your house, let it start cooling down, or run it on gas and start cooling down. Okay. Right down here is going to be your breaker and fuse panel. So 110 breakers are here. They're all labeled here. 12 volt fuses are here. They're all labeled here. LP detector there. Now there is going to be a fan in behind here you will hear running. That is the converter, which converts 110 down to 12 volt, just keeping it cool, that fan is. Stereo, AM, FM, CD, Has the inside outside speakers, TV antenna here. You'll just rotate that to pick up signal. Charging station there has a cigarette lighter, 2 USB hookups. It's got the big U-shaped dinette table that comes up. Always recommend traveling with it in the down position. Has the night shades here. Those just lift up. You can stop wherever you would like. Lower them all the way down. All hardwood cabinets, all LED lighting throughout, so they're not going to be real hot. And then they do have a little button on the center that you just push there to turn on and off. As far as this bed, what you're going to want to do is just fold this down. Then you're going to take out this handle right here. And you're going to lift this up. And if you look right there in the center, all you're going to do, push that in there. And then you can see right out here is where you're going to push it in there. Okay. Then what I do is just leave these all in the center, and you just fold the mattress. That way it protects it, keeps everything nice and neat in there, and you're good to go. And it does have these hookups as well for little light fans you can plug in there and hook it right to that bar. Exhaust fan here, just pull that down, open it, turn the fan on and off. 4-speed. Has a Jackknife Sofa here. All this is going to do is just fold over, extend the leg straight out when you're in the down position. You're good to go. Cushions on the dinette do come off to make into a bed as well. So a lot of sleeping space in here. And that box is going to be your grill, which mounts on the outside. If you look right around this side over here, you're going to see the thermostat works just like yours at home does. Set the temperature, set it on cool or heat, furnace or air conditioning, and set the temperature and you're good to go. All the air conditioner is ran ducted through the ceiling, and all the heat's going to be ran around the floor. So you're going to see one there, probably one back here in the bunk area, somewhere here right there below the shower. Those are all heat ducts. Okay, foot flush toilet. So you just push that little lever down here about, I don't know, ½ inch. It is winterized right now, so I'm not going to do it all the way. Push it down about ½ inch, it just releases some water. Push it down all the way, slides the flap over, flushes it down. Light here, fan again, just like the one out in the living area. Plenty of storage. Skylight over the shower. And when you're traveling, you just want to make sure that this is latched. It does still have a magnetic strip, but that kind of just gives you a little bit more security there when you're traveling. Okay. All right, you have the sink covers here. You have the 50/50 stainless steel sink, solid surface countertops. Very, very nice feature in a unit this size. Again, very lightweight. Plenty of head clearance, all hardwood cabinets. Very, very nice coach, wood look flooring, television that will lift up and put on the outside as well. Both beds are all the same, so every bed when you set them up, it's the exact same way. If you have any questions or anything, give us a call. RV Wholesalers, 877-877-4494. Thank you.